Mama Esther Ajirewasokan Oyetan goes home. The children of Mrs. Esther Ajirewasokan Oyetan, née Omotoye, have given their mother, the matriarch of the Oyetan family, a befitting burial. The solemn burial event for Mama Esther Oyetan began on Saturday, 3rd August 2024, as her remains was taken from the morgue of St. Peter's the Great Hospital, Okitikupa, to the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witness, Neri Street. The motorcade carrying Mama Oyetan's remains, a sleek metallic flex Ford, was followed by a long fleet of vehicles as she returned to her place of worship one last time before her homeward journey. Mama's children, led by Mrs. Adeshomoju, her siblings, grandchildren, guests, family and friends were on hand to celebrate the life and time of the Amazon wife of late Pa Oyetan. The funeral program, which was coordinated by elders of the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witness, Neri Street, featured an incisive and thought-provoking lecture presented by Elder Apostle Andrew Alongo. Earlier, Elder Peter Bedekemo had given a welcome speech as well as the opening prayer, while anthem of the Jehovah's Witness Kingdom were offered. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, Romans chapter 6 verse 17, and Acts of the Apostle chapter 24 verse 15 noted that time is configured over all of human activities, as it is established that there is a time to be born and a time to exit the earthly plane. He reiterated that upon all of the sweat and toil by man on earth, there is an appointed time when humans shall bid the world a permanent farewell. While equally emphasizing the opinion raised in the book of Romans that wages of sin is death, Elder Alongo averred that sin cuts man off from earth and translates man to the hereafter, affirming that when believers die, they will resurrect as sin in the death and resurrection of Jesus. He stated that Mama Oyetan has paid her debt to death, but even as she laid calm in the coffin, the hope of resurrection is established in the Bible. So, we are comforted even if our separation from us is touchy and painful. He maintained that death is a bereavement which calls for deep introspection rather than a huge fanfare as practiced by people across different cultures. The discussant noted as well that the deceased spent over 60 years in the service of Jehovah having enrolled into the regular pioneer service of Jehovah's Witness quite early in life, and she was known for her steady and constant pursuit of the truth.
When the person is in debt, the person is ordinarily troubled. But just imagine one of these people that are in debt pays our own debt. How will that person feel? Relieved, not so?
Do you
all know that accordingly, every inhabitant of this earth is in a huge debt, and we are bound to pay that debt, except God's kingdom comes to annul it. At John chapter 11, we have an account of what happened when Lazarus died. Acts chapter 24, verse 15 has this to say, "And I have hope toward God, which hope these men also look forward to, that there is going to be a resurrection of both the righteous and the unrighteous." The resurrection is going to be divided into three. One is going to be the resurrection of 144,000. The resurrection is going to be heavenward. They will be resurrected to heavenly life.
The pallbearers later moved the deceased to our residence at Neri, as Mama's children and well-wishers gathered at the gravesite to perform the final rite of committal. The looks on the faces of Mrs. Esther, Ajirewasokan, Oyetan's children, was understandably pensive as they watched their darling mother being lowered to the grave, fulfilling the biblical injunction, "From the dust you have come, and to the dust you shall return." The Oyetans entertained their guests at Asef Event Center as the event auditorium was filled to the brim with prominent personalities, among whom were Justice Odushola, Chief Justice of Ondo State, and his wife, Mrs. Odushola, Honorable Oye Aladiton, Bashorun Tony Medoye, Chief Ogunowo, Sir Ologboega, David Omoshayo, among others. It was a unique and solemn reception as the African cuisine, delicacies and choice wine that makes the heart merry went round the guests in abundant supply. Chief Ogunowo and Sir Ologboega, both of All Nigerian Conference of Principals of Secondary Schools ANCOPS while they were in active service, and Mrs. Adeshomoju's colleagues before her retirement. In separate interviews with the Polity TV, described late Mrs. Oyetan as a virtuous woman who taught her children in the ways of the Lord, describing Mrs. Adeshomoju as a fine breed who took after her mother in faithfulness and selfless service. Mama's children also recalled fond memories of their departed matriarch.
Briefly, I know Ms. Adeshomoju when she was the vice principal of Islamic College of Tukahia. And by the time she was transferred to DIA and she got retired, she invited me, we became closer. But just 3 weeks ago, I just saw on my stream, on my platform, being invited to this function. Ms. Adeshomoju has been a very respectful woman, very devoted, not only to the husband, but even to the government job by the time she was in service. And now that she has lost her mother, this is an adult. He should live the Christian life of the mother. The mother was devoted to the core. Devotion par excellence.
The woman being celebrated today is well known to me. That is the mother of Mrs. Adeshomoju JJ, the wife of Mr. Adeshomoju. The woman is well known to me. She's a woman with an exemplary character, a woman of virtues. She's well respected throughout Ilaje community, Ikale community, Ondo State as a whole.
You know, when you see people, parents, they don't care who you are. The moment they know you, they will adopt you and mentor you. I'm just a friend to one of our child. Along the line, Leke in particular, the one I just go. Along the line, she adopted me as a child. You know, this is a woman that doesn't know where I come from. Early in the morning, almost before he died, before he went to answer the call of the Almighty, he called me and asked to come with prayers. She's a nice woman, amiable, very, very, very religious.
I'm Ajirewasokan. I would say I had a very solid relationship with my grandma. We were very close with her, with the grandchildren. We spent our holidays with her, and it was always awesome being around her. I think the best memory we had of her was when she fell sick. She literally moved to our own place. So at that point, we had enough time to bond. Most of the period she was sick, myself and my siblings were one of those that actually took care of her the most, and at that point we had enough memories to bond together. I'll meet the way grandma used to send us messages. Grandma used to send messages, I don't lie.
Mrs. Akitoku ni Oyetan, Mama's daughter, the last daughter of Mama. I remember when I was in school. There was a day that I was going to school. The money my father drew was not that enough. And I have to go and meet Mama that the money Baba gave to me was not enough to. Mama said, you are a woman, you should learn how to manage. That if your husband should give you something in the future is not enough. It's your ability as a woman to manage that will determine how you will manage your home. Go and manage. And also Mama taught us that we should not always rely on our certificates. that we should go and learn hard work or we learn a business. Mama being a trader, she taught us the aspect of business. And also as a very, very good mother, Mama always taught us how to be prayerful in our home. And she laid a good example for us to see. A lot that I can't mention that my Mama did.
My name, that's Adeleke Olushola Oyetan. That's the name. You know that she's a very wonderful mom, very hardworking. And when you talk in terms of being industrious, she's number one industrious person. And apart from that too, she has a legacy. The legacy is don't sleep too much. Very early in the morning, as early as 5, she's awake. She's awake, she's up and doing till the following evening. And when you talk in terms of business, she's number one. She's sabi trading, not be small. As she is, she's very disciplined. You don't try nonsense with her. And fortunately enough, we the children, we evolve that legacy and we are enjoying it. It has become part and parcel of us. And that is what has even helped all of us today. So we are happy for her. And apart from that one too, she has a very unique quality. She's very spiritual. She loved moral value. She held it at a very high esteem. So with that, coupled with those characters that we imbibe from her, it pushes us up and we are good to go. So we love her. We missed her, but we know by now it's still temporary. And very soon we'll join back with her.
Madam Oyetan Esther Ajirewasokan, aged 83, was born 13th November 1941 to the family of late Pa Joshua Morifonga Omotoye from Obe, Ere Biminu, and mother Salpana Ujitola from Obeoji, all in Ilaje local government area of Ondo State. Mama got married in April 1960 to her darling husband Oyetan Gilbert Olawumi, and their marriage was blessed with successful children. Mama Oyetan got involved early in life in God's work, and she lived all her life as a dedicated member of the Jehovah's Witness faith. Steve Oviri reporting for the Polity TV Online.